And the simple way to understand this theory is that there's dimensions that exist beyond the ones that we know.
We already know from Einstein that these dimensions are implicitly in Einstein's theory. Every single dimension that I'm talking about is being constructed out of the four that we began with. When I put the cups here and the coaster, the edges were calculated from the vertices, and the faces were calculated from the edges. Mm-hmm. My point being, these dimensions are already here. And because the dimensions are already here, they were already present in Einstein's theory all along. When you ask for what Einstein's real equation is, we actually don't think about it that way. We call it the Einstein field equations, plural. How many of them are there? 10. Why are there 10? Because there are 6 edges and 4 vertices that weren't accounted for. They're already in Einstein's theory. We just didn't take them seriously as directions you could go in.
You've heard about the simulation theory, haven't you?
Why? I don't want to talk about it.
Really?
Well, again, it's the LLM problem. The really interesting thing comes from, I don't know, and maybe the cosmos is traversable. Maybe times travel replaces time travel. You see, if I flip all of the dimensions of time and space, so I have 1 of time, 3 of space in Einstein's theory, okay? The time dimension gets a minus sign, the 3 spatial dimensions get a plus sign.
And the 3 spatial dimensions are?
X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Z, forgive me.
Which is, for a simple person?
Depth, width, and height.
Yeah, you can go like forward, backwards, up, down.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 3 dimensions there, and then we have 1 of time because the conversation takes place over time. You're moving around. Now, flip the time dimension to being plus when it was minus before, and all the plus dimensions to being minus. So now I have 3 time dimensions and 1 space dimension. It would look exactly the same. The 1 space dimension would take the function of time, and the 3 time dimensions would have the function of space. We don't even teach people the idea that there is not necessarily an arrow of time if time is not one-dimensional. The only dimension that has an arrow is 1. If something has 1 dimension, you can say, and I tried to do this on Rogan. I said, if you have a cassette tape and you want to go back to an earlier song, again, your younger listeners will have no idea what we're talking about, you have to go back through all of the songs before. But if you have a stylus on a turntable, some of them will be hipsters with vinyl in their own homes, you can lift the stylus up and it doesn't need to go back and unplay each song in reverse. Mm-hmm. Okay. You may be able to go back in time without going back through time. I don't know what this means, but it's a lot like saying maybe there's a neutral version of the proton. Now, what I'm concerned about is that essentially none of my physics friends know that there is a doctrine of restricted data. They've never heard of the 1946 and 54 Atomic Energy Acts. They don't know that the Department of Energy that funds them is really the Department of Physics. They don't know the extent to which we went to hide all of this stuff. They don't know that they're not allowed to talk to foreign nationals from hostile nations on our own soil because of a doctrine called deemed exports. There's an entire hidden world of national security. And the penalty for talking about national security with people who don't live that is that you're a conspiracy theorist. It's like, do you have this terminology? Do you know the acts? Do you want to Google it?